Do you ever sit and wonder what your life is going to be like in a year? Where you're going to be? Who you're going to be with? What you're going to be doing? 1 year ago, these thoughts were going through my head. I didn't know what the future had in store for me. What I do know now is that this past year has been the craziest year of my life. I've done some things I would have never imagined myself doing. But how did I get here? Let's rewind a little bit. Growing up, I was super interested in Nerf guns. Those tacky yellow toy guns that shoot foam darts at 5 miles an hour. Yeah, in the 3rd grade, I would take this apart and modify the internal parts so that the toy guns weren't so toyish anymore. I would sand the shell down so that I could later paint the outside and make it my own. Typical 3rd grade things. In middle school, I started to really get into basketball shoes. I asked my mom for 2 pairs of shoes so I could start my collection. I learned how to flip the shoes to make a profit and expand my collection. After I'd gone through every shoe I could think of, I wanted something fresh. Something new. I started painting my shoes so that I could have something unique to me. It just felt good creating something new. Something that I could say, this is mine. I created this. My time in high school introduced me to something I can say has changed my life. Midway through freshman year, my friend and I went to Baltimore to take some pictures. Eventually, we ended up on a parking garage rooftop. We did this a couple more times in different spots over the course of my freshman year. I became more interested in the urban photography scene. I followed this one photographer online named Chris Rocco. He lived in Boston and went on all these crazy rooftops. The angles on some of the shots were unbelievable. During sophomore year, I started shooting more. I loved going to the city with my friends and exploring places I'd never been. It was just something fun for us to do. That following summer, I had the opportunity to go to Beijing for 2 months for an internship. Of course I went, and of course I brought my camera. The internship itself was a less than ideal experience. It was boring, and the place I was staying at was disgusting. I knew I had to get out and explore the city. 6 weeks in, and I managed to get in contact with the local urban photographer. We were able to meet up, and let me tell you, this was the craziest day of my life. All day, we went from rooftop to rooftop to rooftop to rooftop to rooftop, and to cap off the day, a crane. It wasn't just the places we went to, but the bond I was able to form with them. I realized how passionate some people are about photography and what it can really do for a person. The conversations I had with these 2 photographers will inspire me for a lifetime. I came back home with a different perspective. I decided that I was going to start taking this hobby of mine seriously. Junior year was coming up, so I had to start thinking about what I wanted to do in the future. All I knew at that point was it was going to be something to do with a camera. So here we are, 1 year ago, the start of the craziest year of my life. My friends and I did some stuff we would have never thought of doing. We continued to explore Baltimore, getting onto more and more rooftops. We went to New York City a couple times, seeing the city from a new perspective. We explored Virginia, finding some hidden gems with the help of Google Earth. We went to upstate New York on a spontaneous road trip, getting hit by the strongest snowstorm I'd ever been in. We explored Philadelphia in the only way we knew. I was able to take a trip to Boston and meet this guy, Chris Rocco. Yeah, that was pretty cool. My friends and I were able to shoot some concerts. I was able to visit Austria and Peru, seeing the most beautiful places I'd ever seen. Looking back now, I know that all my previous experiences, from making custom Nerf guns and painting shoes to my interest in photography, share one thing in common. They all involved creating art and the satisfaction that the creative process brings. This is my life now, and I'm just getting started.